Hello, welcome to the Honest Wargamer. I'm your host, Rob. In this video, we're going to be talking about the exciting new reveals that we've seen for Skaven for Age of Sigmar 4. Now, on the Warhammer community site, they've been promising us a look at the new Skaven range, and they've decided to go for a very slow burn on the releases of these because they have shown us off. They've shown off and shown to us a new set of clan rats. And so it very much feels like they're building the hype up from the tunnels up to the realms. That was a Age of Sigmar lore joke there, unnecessary, but worth it, I think. Okay, so let's go look at the article, shall we? We have got, and don't forget, if you are watching this video back, please do leave comments on what you think about them. Some of the recent videos, loads of people have been leaving comments, and I've really appreciated it. I've had loads of really interesting insights. I've even changed my mind on a couple of little things over the past few weeks based on having read those comments, so please keep it up if you get the chance. Okay, so the new face of the Hate Fury. First look at the next generation of Skaven clan rats. So there's a video here which we're not going to click through, but we do have our very first look at the clan rat command group. Now, if you're not sure on what clan rats are, so Skaven are rat people. We actually found out in an article a few weeks ago or last week that Skaven and their god, the vermin king, or it's not called the vermin king, but the vermin god, has been put into the pantheon of other chaos gods. So now the chaos gods are 5 as opposed to the original 4: Khorne, Nurgle, Slaanesh, and Tzeentch. So now the horned rat, thank you very much, chat, the horned rat, or the great horned rat, is now another chaos god. Now we already have vermin lords, and they are effectively the demon levels, and they do have the demon keyword, or they did have the demon keyword. They were the demon level kind of large figures that we've seen in the Skaven range ever since the end times. So they're equivalent to a Lord of Change, or a Keeper of Secrets, or, you know, a Bloodthirster. So they are already in here. So I'm not sure over the course of this range if we're going to end up seeing a larger other Skaven god model, because none of those other chaos gods have like a god model, unlike when we go into, like, you know, death. You have the god of death as a model. You have the goddess of life as a model. So you don't have Sigmar as a model as well. It's kind of interesting. But going from the very tippity top, the god model equivalent that you could potentially get for Skaven, the very first thing that we've seen showcased for new Skaven, officially, because there are leaks, and at the end of this video, I will be showing off another leak that just leaked today. We have seen the most basic. We've seen clan rats. Normally, Skaven are broken up into different factions or different clans. So you have Clan Verminous, which are kind of like the warrior clan, if you will, although calling Skaven's warriors is a bit brave. Then you have Clan Pestilence, which are all about disease and pestilence, unsurprisingly. Then we have the Clan Molder, who are all about just doing weird experimentations and kind of like corrupting people. And then we have the clan that's responsible for all of our war machines, our warlock engineers, all of our big, like, fun centerpiece models, which I think generally, I think a lot of the Skaven range is focused around a lot quite often. Yeah, Clan Scryer is the name of the clan. But at the lowest level and across all of those different clans is the humble clan rat. And we've seen that updated. So let's just take a look at the model. And as a command group, I love this. It definitely features a lot of what Rogue Hobbies in her recent video has been talking about, little guys. So we have our three main our command group. We have our champion at the center, and that is a very Verminous style look. The sculpt on the top of the head is very reminiscent of what you'll see in the Vermin Lord Warbringer, who is the demon kind of like representation of the clan of Verminous, so the kind of warrior clan. And all those Vermin Lords, quite fun, quite cutely, or quite in a quite fun way, all have their own version of a Vermin Lord, with the exception of Clan Scryer, which is fun. Then you got the kind of Old Man Withers clan rat with a flag, which I am really interested in, because clan rats' life cycle is very short. Their life expectancy is even shorter. They're going down, and they're going down quickly. So I love the idea that there might be a couple of old rats that have somehow survived countless battles and assassination attempts and everything else. So seeing an old rat at the back is actually brilliant, and I love that. I think that's super, super fun. And then over on the left-hand side, you've got that wicked musician, so it's a bell ringer, and the bells are a big deal to the Skaven culture. the ringing of the bells. They've got like a whole theme around bells, which is interesting. Balding rat doesn't exist. It can't hurt you. Balding rat does exist, and it does hurt me. Heading for the retirement home. It's good. It's a good one. Okay, so we've got these 3 wicked sculpts, and I really like these. The one thing I'll say, in fact, actually, I'll kind of leave my review for the end. I think this is really good. I think this is a really nice refresh, and it's a very slow burn to what should be a very exciting refresh. Kind of a bold choice to lead off with clan rats, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. Here you can see the other kind of clan rats that are going to be in that launch box, because almost certain clan rats are going to be in the launch box along with the liberators and everything else. And if you go back, I did a video where I talked about all the things I expect to be in the launch box based on the trailer that we saw during the big reveals. So here you can see some very dynamic Skaven sculpts, and I will say one of the things that I think is very good about them is that they actually look like rats versus looking like some sort of like chimp or ape with like a pretty poorly sculpted rat face on it. These actually have the dimensions and the idea of rats. They're giving me really big old school Redwall vibes. If anyone watching this video has ever read the Redwall series when they're kids and they came up against Cluny the Scourge and they read all those things when they were younger, that's a pretty big staple for a lot of fantasy fans back in the day. Shout out to Brian Jacks. And so these are the things that I imagined all that time ago, and they are really well done, really well proportioned, and you've got some quite nice options. There's some good dynamic sculpts in here as well. I think they're quite different. This is the one, this kind of two-piece is the one that I liked the most, recently, because you can see the difference between the different clans in the clan rats. So clan rats might become eventually plague monks, maybe. Or they maybe could eventually become a claw lord, who is like the head of, a group of fighting Skaven. And you can kind of see the sculpt in the middle on the right could very easily become a claw lord eventually, like smart, well-dressed for a clan rat, very dynamic. Whereas on the left, you could see a clan rat that eventually might become like a plague priest or something, where covered in boils, covered in disease. And so it's nice that in that very basic troop, you see representation of all of the other clans put inside of the core choice, which I think is good. I really do think it's good. I think that's excellent, and I think that's a real nod to those things. I got to shout out Pirate Rat, as I've said many times. If you want to make anything cool, stick an eye patch on it, make it a pirate, immediately better. Soon I would like to see Samurai Rats and also Cowboy Rats, also both excellent in my opinion. Yeah, this is a pirate, which is great. So yeah, I think they're fairly dynamic, and I would say that they have a good amount of detail. Maybe too much detail for something that you would be painting a lot of. Probably you're going to get 20 in the launch box. Do you want to paint 40 to 60 of this miniature with the teeth and the eyes and the tiny ears and all those things? Some people do love that, though, and if you are one of those people, let me know. Now, further down, they've given us this picture as a representation of what the clan rats look like, and now what the new clan rats are going to look like against a liberator. And that gives us some brilliant kind of idea of scale, which I think is excellent. I really love that. I think that's really, really fun, and you can really see the difference between a Stormcast Eternal. I would have loved to have seen a picture of a human in here as well, to really give us the idea of just how big a Stormcast is, and also how big a clan rat is against it, because that scale would be really fun. It kind of makes me feel like the Liberator is smaller than I thought. Otherwise, that's going to be a particularly large rat, almost up to the new Cities of Sigmar scale humans, which are very small. They're quite small. If you've built any of the Cities of Sigmar models, or if you've seen them on the tabletop, they are really not that big a scale compared to a Stormcast. And I think that clan rat is even bigger than I initially thought, which I think is quite interesting as well. Okay, and as you can see, it's a clearly better sculpt. It's a much better sculpt, it's much more interesting, and it's much cooler. The one thing I will say, though, about showcasing the clan rats, and let me know right now what you think about the clan rats, if you love them, if you think they're cool. The one thing I'll say about showcasing the clan rats first, and also the same with the liberators, is neither of these are going to be like awe-inspiring, because they are just very well done, but not that different a change from something we already know. Although looking at it there, yes, the old clan rat looks a lot worse than the modern clan rat. The modern clan rat does look incredible, I want to be clear. Will I put my 200 painted clan rats to the side to paint up a new clan rat? I'm not sure. That's a great question. Will people do that? If you are one of those people who are going to do that, let me know. I mean, the prospect and the idea of having to paint up 200 more of these guys or 100 more of these boys, let me know if that's what you're going to do. But I'm really excited about what we're going to see in the future. I'm excited about what new big Stormcast models we're going to see. And I'm not talking about god level models. Are we going to see some new mounted units? We definitely think we're going to see new prosecutors. But with Skaven, I'm excited to see new Warlock Engineer. Really hoping we see one of those. Potentially a new Greyseer, new Plague Priest, new war machines, new mad mechanical war machines with all of the different potential attack profiles, which I think would be really, really fun. And they featured in that original article that they did, the original trailer that they did with the video, which I think will be super good to see all those when they come out. So it looks like they're going on pretty devastating news in the destruction of Beasts of Chaos, all those Stormcasts getting deleted as well, and now they're really slow rolling the releases, building up to big hype. I want to know if you think that's right. Would you have liked to have seen those big models now, or would you like to have seen them in the future? I don't know which one is the right call. They've obviously decided to go for the slow roll. We'll have to see. I guess maybe if you've shown off those big fancy models and then you start showing clan rats, maybe you're not too excited. Interesting to see what you think. Anyway, thanks for listening to Honest Wargamer. Thanks to everyone on the Honest Wargamer Patreon, where we have some really exciting faction chats, where I think the Skaven one's going to be popping off today, which is cool. So if you want to join up and join our Patreon and then get into our Discord, that'd be super fun. Oh, do you know what? You're right. I almost made a massive mistake and I forgot something. If you don't want spoilers right now, then click off the video. However, there has also been a shipping malfunction at Games Workshop where they have shipped, and I'm about to show something which is a spoiler, so don't get it ruined for yourself, where they've shipped a sprue in a Horus Heresy box accidentally. And as you can see, this is a unreleased Skaven mini, which we haven't seen, as you can see, and then the person who got it built that up, and it looks to be a Skaven weapon team or something similar. Looks to be using warp lightning. Some people are thinking it's like a warp grinder, which is something that would dig under the tunnel. I don't think that's true. I think this is more like a warp lightning thrower is what I'm expecting it to be, but it looks awesome. And I think this is going to paint up really well. And this has honestly got me more excited than the clan rats, because this is the sort of stuff I wanted to see. I want to see weird, crazy. I would have not minded probably if clan rats had all been mad, maniacal creatures like this with all sorts of odd stuff. I know it doesn't really fit into the lore. I really understand that there needs to be that bedrock of, you know, Skaven nothing burgers who just go out and fight and get battered. But I love this stuff for Skaven. I think this is the stuff for Skaven that gets very exciting. This is where Skaven get awesome. And I'm so excited to see what the minis like this look like in the future. So, yeah, this is going to be very cool. Anyway, thanks very much for watching the video. Hope you liked it. Let me know what you think. See you soon.